What's up? I'm Mike, and behind me I have some of the best Bluetooth speakers you can buy right now. So in this video, I want to share my picks for the best Bluetooth speakers by category with all different sizes and prices and crazy features. Some of these are very popular speakers that you've probably heard of, but I think other ones might surprise you with brands you've maybe never even heard of. Now, we'll talk about the smaller ones, of course, in this video, but first, we gotta start off with my absolute favorite, a beast of a speaker. The best jumbo party speaker is none other than the Sony Alt Tower 10. This thing is unbelievably loud with just absolute window rattling bass, really cool lights on here, and probably my favorite part of this is that it comes with two microphone inputs. One is included in the box, just a wireless microphone, and you can just buy a cheap microphone on Amazon and plug that in as a wired microphone, and you now have dual karaoke. Like, you can have two people doing karaoke, which is really fun. I got this, I had some parties at my house, and honestly, I didn't know how much people would really like karaoke until I got it out. People just do not stop karaoke. Like, they absolutely go nuts over it. People love karaoke. And honestly, like, I think it's pretty fun. It's great that you can have that. But besides just a karaoke speaker, there's a lot that makes this a great jumbo party speaker. Big sound, lights are easy to customize with buttons across the top, as well as with the app. There's also a phone or a tablet stand, which is great for karaoke, or great if you're just kind of, being a DJ and you want to set it right there. You also plug this in directly to AC. This is kind of meant to minimize the weight, so it's kind of somewhat portable. Like, this thing is gigantic, but there is no battery in this. So this is not a battery-powered speaker. You're gonna plug it into a wall. It has Bluetooth, USB, optical, or 3.5mm inputs. Of course, multi-point connectivity, and this cool button on the top that says Alt that gives you two different modes, the standard mode, and then the two modes that it adds on are like a really bassy mode, and then like ultimate bass mode, which is just massive bass. It also has codecs like SBC, AAC, and the high-resolution LDAC codec. Overall, this is my #1 favorite speaker that I own. So fun to use, and whenever possible, like, I'm trying to bring it places. It never disappoints. But all right, that's #1. Definitely gigantic, definitely not for every situation. Maybe you want something a little bit smaller. Let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum, something much smaller. The best mini speaker you can buy right now. Of course, there are a lot of tiny ones, and if you prioritize lower price or better sound, you can kind of find different ones in this range. But generally, the one that I recommend, I think it's easiest to recommend this one. It's a nice balance of price, in size, and sound, and features. This is the JBL Clip 5. It comes in 9 different, honestly, pretty awesome colorways, a lot of diversity there. It's $79. You may find it in a sale. I'll have links down in the description for all of these speakers, by the way. But it has a clip built in, so you can just clip it onto like a backpack or in a shower or on a boat or like on the side of a lawn chair. Basically, anywhere you go, it's easy to have a small speaker with you that's substantially louder and way better than a phone, of course. Has 12 hours of charge on here. And remember I said clip it in the shower? The reason you're able to do that is because it is IP67 water and dust resistant. And again, this actually has some kind of surprising future-proof features, like multi-point connectivity, which is nice for connecting two devices at once, or like your phone and your laptop maybe. And it actually has Auracast as well, which you don't really see around a whole lot yet, but in the future, that will be a pretty big feature. Now, that is a very tiny speaker, but let's go to something slightly larger, a speaker that I am actually very excited about, probably most excited out of everything in this video, just because of how much use you can get out of this, and I'm excited to see how it evolves and improves over the next year as well. And this is a speaker that can be used for many different occasions. I would say the most versatile speaker, the winner of the most versatile speaker this year, is the Sony LinkBuds speaker, a curious little cube that is, like I said, extremely versatile, very small, yet quite loud, good for hanging in a backpack or using in your home, and it has a lot of cool features, so hear me out on this one. The first one is that it, of course, is battery powered, so you can walk around with this, clip it onto a backpack with a little loop on the back, or you can set it on a charging dock. So this can sit like in your home or in your bathroom, in your kitchen, anywhere, and stay charged up all the time, so you're not always going over and like, oh, I want to turn my speaker on, oh, it's dead, or you have to always leave it plugged in. This makes it just a little bit more convenient. I didn't know I wanted that wireless charging on a speaker, but I really like it on this. The second great thing is on the top you have a quick access button. You just press it. For me, I have that set to open up Spotify, so I press it once, it'll open Spotify. You could double press it to open up Amazon Music if you wanted, something like that. It's kind of a cool way to get your music playing a little bit quicker. You also have the auto switch feature, which is really cool. It'll swap seamlessly between any Sony earbuds, or any flagship Sony earbuds rather, so the LinkBuds or the X series or the 1000X series, of course. And so if I walk in the door with my earbuds in and I just take them out and put them in the case, the music will automatically switch over to this speaker. There's also an excellent microphone on here for great call quality, which makes it, again, kind of a nice use case to have maybe at your desk to take like conference calls or listen to music when you're just kind of hanging out at your desk. It's IPX4 water resistant, has multi-point connectivity, and 25 hours of battery. So a lot of use cases, kind of a really cool little compact design here. It comes in 2 different colors, but that's the LinkBud speaker. I made a video about like most of the speakers in this video. Pretty interesting, but let me know what you think about this one and where you might use it. Moving on to the next category, the best sounding portable Bluetooth speaker is the Bose Soundlink Flex 2. This is the 2nd generation, even though it looks almost identical, basically identical to the 1st generation Bose Soundlink Flex, which I've, for the past several years, been giving the award of the best sounding Bluetooth speaker. This thing's just really nice. Very, very little distortion, basically no distortion at all. Not just a bass monster like so many other speakers of this size, instead actually pretty well balanced. It comes in 4 different colors and has a really nice premium feel. On the front, it was kind of like a metal grill and everything. On the back, a silicone, really nice grippy body that won't slide off anything. It's also IP67 water resistant with 12 hours of battery life in here. It pairs with other Bose speakers, so you can have multiple. And on the top, they added a new button. That's kind of one of the few differences we see with this speaker, other than we have multi-point connectivity, we have an EQ in the app, and honestly, I think this is kind of my go-to speaker if I'm like gonna go on a river float or go to like a small party, sit around a fire. You want good sound quality, you want a durable speaker, you want something that's a nice size as well, and this really delivers on all of those. But specifically, the sound is my main reason for using this one. Going on to something completely different though, I know I said I like this one when you're like around a campfire, but the best for adventures. Maybe you're going actually camping, maybe you're going deeper into the woods, or just anything outside when it's dark out. This is a really cool speaker. This is the Mifa Wild Camping speaker. It doubles as a lantern, which I think is really cool. So you can set it around like on a picnic table while you're playing cards or something and play music directly from that and be able to see everything. There's 2 different light modes as well and a dimmer. So you can have it on like a bluer light that might be easier to see things, or a warmer light that should ideally attract fewer bugs. It's also IP67 water resistant. On the bottom, you have 1/4-20 threads, so you can mount this on like a tripod, making it, a little bit more versatile. Maybe if you're going night fishing on a boat, I could see that maybe being a use case for this one. And it does have Bluetooth 5.3, so kind of a cool thing. The only thing I'd recommend is if you're like in a campground, of course, always remember to be respectful to anybody who's nearby. But if you're like deep in the woods backpacking, like it's pretty fun. You might as well play some music. And then of course, the best looking Bluetooth speaker. This one's very subjective, so I'll let you, share your comments down below and let me know what you think. But my personal pick is this one right here, the Marshall Middleton. It comes in 2 different colors, the black and brass or the cream version, and it just looks a lot like the old Marshall amplifiers. I think that is kind of a nice nostalgic aesthetic that looks really cool. It's also a solid feeling speaker, very heavy in the hand, premium features on here, nice buttons on the top, including the ability to change the EQ directly on the speaker. It's IP67 dust and water resistant. You're getting 20 hours of playback in the speaker from just the battery on it, and you can connect to multiple with stack mode, which is like such a cool term, like stacking your amplifiers. And there's 6 drivers in here for like a very bigger kind of stereo sound. So yeah, it's a really solid speaker and it delivers very well on sound, but the main reason I'm picking it here is just because of the looks. Like I think it's a good looking speaker, and for that matter, all of Marshall's speakers, if this is not like the right size for you, just check out their other ones. They have a lot that I personally think look really, really nice. Then we have the best portable Bluetooth speaker for home. This is kind of a weird category. It sounds super niche, but similar to the Bose Soundlink Flex 2, which is just a nice all-around Bluetooth speaker, this is one that I think is going to be a little bit better for apartments. If you want it to really look nice in your home, you're gonna have it sitting out a little bit more. And this is actually the Bose Soundlink Home. Again, an interesting speaker. It's something that I wouldn't have expected Bose to make because, like I said, it's so similar to the Soundlink Flex 2, but the style is drastically different, and yet you're still getting fantastic sound out of this. So you have a nice fabric exterior with the obvious outline of a driver on the left or on the right side, and of course the metal body all the way around with the brushed metal finish. Just looks really solid. Physical buttons on the top, very nice and tactile, so easy to switch, pairing mode, volume controls, voice assistant button, playback control button on the right side, and I don't know, just something about this. I know it sounds really good, but I don't know why. I think it looks a lot better. If I was gonna have one of these sitting in my kitchen or in a small apartment with me, I would definitely pick the Soundlink Home. I just think it's a really nice looking speaker. So yeah, I hope that's not too confusing. I know I said Marshall was the best looking, but I think this is going to be the best for like smaller homes and apartments and things like that. But extending that even further, if you have a bigger home and you really like having something that's more aesthetic in your home and you want to go even further than this one, the best for overall home aesthetics. Like you're not even going to see this speaker because it doesn't look like a speaker. This is the Samsung Music Frame. The Samsung Music Frame is not battery powered, so you do have to have it plugged in, but it's literally a photo frame that hangs on your wall or sets down on a counter or table or wherever you're setting it. And this thing is on a totally different scale from this one. The Music Frame absolutely blasts. I'm clocking about 90-ish decibels, so it can really fill an entire home with very loud music if you're having a party or something like that. And it has a lot of cool inputs. So you can just tap your phone to transfer music over, especially if you're using a Samsung phone. You can have it connected to Wi-Fi. So if you just go into Spotify, you can just cast your music there very easily. You can use Chromecast, AirPlay 2, and of course Bluetooth, as you would expect. And you can use voice assistants such as Bixby, of course, to ask it to play music for you. And kind of the best part, like I said, even though it's great, like nice sound, very, very loud, very easy to use, but having the photo on the front makes it not take up space as like a gray brick in your house. Instead, it looks nice, and you can change out the photo very easily with either the art panel, which you can get them custom made from Samsung or some other website actually, and that like can be the entire size of it. You can just put your own photo in there, or the included picture frame that comes in it, kind of just a little square mat. You put an 8x10 photo in there, and you can swap that out with whatever photo you like. So that's a Samsung Music Frame, a really completely different class of products, I would say, but it felt right to include that in this video. Now, getting back to some more regular Bluetooth speakers, the best value boombox. So my choice for the best value boombox you can buy this year is from none other than Soundcore, which is really no surprise. They make a lot of good value products. This is the Soundcore Boom 2, which I actually bought on Amazon just not too long ago, actually, for just $96. And considering how large it is and how much sound you're getting out of this, I think that is beyond impressive. Definitely a great value boombox, great for parties, great for really anywhere you want to take it. It has RGB lights on the side. It's IPX7 water resistant. You have 24 hours of water resistance, and technically the spec sheets say it's floatable. I haven't thrown it in water to see if it floats, but kind of nice that it is going to be a little bit more durable if you're taking it on a boat or anywhere near water like that. They also say it goes up to 80 watts of output with a subwoofer. Maybe that's a little bit of marketing terms, but I can confirm it definitely has a lot of bass. No surprise for kind of this class of product, like more budget-friendly speakers. They are going to be very, very bass heavy, so I wouldn't expect this to be like an audiophile grade speaker. Of course, it's a Bluetooth speaker anyway, so you never would expect that. But even among this class, definitely a little bit warmer, a little bit even muddier, but for a lot of like parties and anyone who's looking to, go play pickup basketball and you want to spend a little bit less on a speaker, this is a good value boombox that I think is pretty easy to recommend. And then finally, the category that I think is kind of like the jack of all trades here. If you're just looking for the best in most situations, this is a speaker, actually a speaker company that hasn't been in one of these videos in a really, really long time because they haven't had a sequel in so long. And this is the Beats Pill. They just came out with a brand new one this year. It's $149, a really nice size, and because Beats is owned by Apple, it's dual native ecosystem compatible, which means it automatically sets up with Android phones very easily, and iPhones, it does the same thing. It works like AirPods, as if AirPods were a physical speaker. So easy to pair with iPhones, easy to like find it, different things like that. And a nice clean minimal design with two different colors. There's black and there's that really classic Beats red. Personally, that's the one that I'm the biggest fan of. IP67 water resistant. So again, you can just chuck this thing in the water and it should be fine. Don't do that, but like it should be fine. You have 24 hours of battery life in the speaker, and it's really a nice, like, despite how small it is, loud, bassy sound profile, great for smaller parties, great for like pickup basketball, tennis, something like that. And you can input either Bluetooth or wired audio. So again, kind of just a nice versatile speaker. It seems to be, in my opinion, the right size, the right price, the right volume, the right aesthetic. Like it just does a lot of things right. So for me, I would say that is kind of like, if you're gonna get someone a Bluetooth speaker as a gift, this is a really easy one to recommend. If you're buying one for yourself and you know nothing about Bluetooth speakers, again, this is an easy one to recommend there. But of course, there are so many great options out there. Hopefully something in this video resonated with you. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite Bluetooth speaker is, and if there's anything that I maybe didn't mention in this video. Since you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'm Michael Bryan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.